The Tale of Lumina, the Trusting Fairy. In the heart of an enchanted forest, hidden beyond a veil of golden mist, lay the Shimmering Glade. This magical haven was home to fairies, whose wings sparkled like dew-kissed spiderwebs in the morning sun. Among them was Lumina, a young fairy with wings that glowed softly, as if lit by an inner light. Though she was curious and kind, Lumina often doubted herself and found it hard to trust others. The elders of the glade often spoke of a sacred bond that united the forest's creatures. Trust is the thread that weaves our magic together, Elder Marisol would say. Lumina wanted to believe this, but found it difficult to let her guard down. One day, while gathering starberries near the edge of the glade, Lumina heard a faint cry. She followed the sound and found a tiny sparrow with a broken wing. The sparrow's eyes glistened with fear as it tried to hop away. "Wait," Lumina said gently. "I'm here to help." The sparrow hesitated but eventually allowed Lumina to approach. Using her fairy dust, she mended the sparrow's wing. The little bird chirped in gratitude before flying off. For the first time, Lumina felt the warmth of trust beginning to grow within her. That evening, as the fairies gathered around the moonlit pool, a shadowy figure appeared at the edge of the glade. It was a fox with fur as dark as midnight and eyes that gleamed like amber. The other fairies whispered nervously, but Lumina stepped forward. "Who are you?" she asked. "My name is Zephyr," the fox replied. "I seek shelter. My home has been destroyed by fire." The elder fairies were wary, but Lumina's heart ached for the fox. "We can't turn him away," she said. "Let's give him a chance." Reluctantly, the others agreed. Over time, Zephyr proved to be a loyal friend, helping the fairies rebuild their glade and protect it from threats. Lumina's courage to trust had brought them a valuable ally. One morning, the fairies awoke to find the Glimmerstone, a crystal that powered the magic of the Shimmering Glade, missing. Panic spread like wildfire. It must have been Zephyr, some fairies accused. Lumina refused to believe it. "Zephyr would never betray us," she said firmly. "Let's find the real culprit." Lumina and Zephyr set off together, following faint tracks that led them deep into the forest. They discovered a band of mischievous goblins who had stolen the crystal. Working together, Lumina and Zephyr outsmarted the goblins and retrieved the Glimmerstone, restoring magic to the glade. One day, Elder Marisol announced a special challenge for Lumina. To truly understand trust, you must visit the Valley of Echoes and retrieve the luminous fern. It will require you to rely on others and believe in yourself. Lumina set out on her journey, accompanied by Zephyr and a few animal friends. Along the way, they faced many trials, crossing a treacherous river, navigating a maze of thorny vines, and confronting a shadowy creature guarding the valley. Each time, Lumina's friends helped her overcome her fears. By the time they reached the luminous fern, Lumina realized that trust wasn't just about relying on others. It was also about believing in herself. When Lumina returned to the glade with the luminous fern, the fairies celebrated with a grand festival of light. The glade sparkled with magic as the fairies danced and sang, their wings glowing brighter than ever. Elder Marisol placed a hand on Lumina's shoulder. "You have shown us all the power of trust, Lumina. Your journey has strengthened the bonds that unite us." As the festival continued, Lumina looked around at her friends, old and new. She felt a deep sense of belonging and knew she had found her place in the Shimmering Glade. One crisp morning, a butterfly named Aria fluttered into the Shimmering Glade. Her wings were tattered, and she seemed weary from her journey. "I have come seeking a place of safety," she said softly. The fairies welcomed Aria, but some whispered doubts. "What if she brings trouble?" they murmured. Lumina, however, remembered her own journey of trust and stepped forward. "You are welcome here, Arya," Lumina said. "We will help you heal." As the days passed, Arya's wings grew stronger, and she began to share stories of her travels. She spoke of distant lands where creatures lived in fear and mistrust. Inspired by Lumina's kindness, Arya vowed to carry the lessons of the Shimmering Glade to other places. One moonless night, a strange darkness began to creep into the glade. The trees whispered of an ancient curse that had been awakened. Elder Marisol gathered the fairies and said, "We must face this together. Lumina, your light will guide us." With Zephyr and Arya by her side, Lumina led the fairies into the heart of the darkness. They encountered shadowy creatures that tried to sow doubt and fear among them. Lumina's glowing wings dispelled the shadows, and her unwavering trust in her friends kept them united. At the center of the darkness, they found a withered tree that pulsed with dark magic. Lumina placed her hand on the tree and poured her light into it. The darkness dissolved, and the tree blossomed with radiant flowers. The glade was saved, and the bond of trust among its inhabitants was stronger than ever. To celebrate their victory, the fairies created a new tradition, the Song of Unity. Each year, they would gather to sing a melody that wove their magic together. Lumina's voice, clear and bright, led the song, and its harmony resonated through the forest, spreading a message of trust and hope. Creatures from neighboring lands began to visit the glade, drawn by the enchanting song. They, too, learned the importance of trust and carried its lessons back to their homes. Years passed, and Lumina became a beloved leader in the Shimmering Glade. Her light continued to shine, a beacon of hope for all who sought it. The tales of her bravery and kindness were told far and wide, inspiring generations to embrace trust and unity. The Shimmering Glade thrived as a sanctuary where all creatures, great and small, could find safety and belonging. And so, the legacy of Lumina, the trusting fairy, lived on, proving that trust is the foundation of every strong community and the key to unlocking true magic.